my personal uh, 2 cents of success is doing what you want to do. If I say I'm gonna move to Hollywood and become an actor, I already succeeded in putting that in my mind, and I've already succeeded in actually moving.
Yeah.
You know, if I want to be a successful actor, I have to be where this, all the productions are at, right? So me moving to California, I'm already successful because I'm there, and so I don't have to be this big time actor, A-list actor to say I'm successful.
Yeah.
I'm already become successful because I started that process.
Yeah.
So if you want to ask me, well, if you want to tell me, well, you're not success, I know you wouldn't tell me personally because you're you know what goes into this acting industry, the film industry. But if somebody on the street or somebody has said, hey, I'm an actor, and they're like, well, are you successful? I haven't seen you do anything big. Like, yeah, I'm successful because I started the process of becoming an actor, or I started the process of moving to Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
That's my 2 cents in what successful really is, and is starting putting your mind to it. John Proudstar, right?
Mm-hmm.
He told me, he's like, you're either a talker or a doer.
Yep. Yep.
So a long time, I've known him since I was 14. For a long time, I was a talker. Like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and stuff. And then I made my film Deuce Bounty, that Julio Garcia was in, and I can send you the link to the trailer.
Yeah.
And well, it's just a trailer because you know I lost some of my actors for it, but I made that and I showed him. He's like, now you are a doer. So
Yeah.
you have that mentality now of being a doer. And then now that I moved to Hollywood to do my thing, that's my success.
I like that, Robert, and that's damn, that is like so so ridiculously related to what I was going to say with regards to my definition also, because um, I think success is the continued ability to, yes, not only start something and do it, but to keep on doing it.
Yeah.
Um, I think sometimes people are discouraged and broken down because, I had one filmmaker ask me about another filmmaker, and filmmaker A says, well, if filmmaker B is like so successful, why haven't they made it in Hollywood? And I'm just like, define making it, define that, because
Mhm.
in filmmaker's eye, if in filmmaker A's eyes, and these are two actual people that I'm referencing, and this was an actual conversation I had with filmmaker A. Um, in filmmaker A's eyes, this person has this metric of, okay, well, this is success, Hollywood Hills, swimming pools, movie stars, all that, right?
Yeah.
And since film director B um, was not fitting that image, then in filmmaker A's eyes, like, he didn't make it or he was unsuccessful. When I
Mhm.
think that's a really wrong way to look at it, because when you're in the hustle and when you're in the grind, you're gonna realize like how difficult it is to actually pull something off, like a short film or a feature film, at the Hollywood level, or even at the grassroots independent level with, like, a few $1,000s. It's
Mhm.
very difficult to bring stuff together. It's possible, but it's challenging. But I think when you're able to reach little milestones of, okay, I got this short film done, and then I got this other short film done, time is going to go by. Time is a wave, and you're either riding on top of it or you're getting swallowed by it underneath. And
Mhm.
so I think the ability, every time you get a little something done, the ability to wake up every single day and say, okay, what do I have to do today? What do I have to do now? I think that's success. The ability to continue to run the marathon, not
Yeah.
just win medals in the sprints, but to run the marathon throughout the years, um, is success. It's definitely part of it. But also, I mean, I've had this conversation. with other film directors here in town. Like honestly, if you could make like 50, like let's say you got a day job, okay? If you could make 50 G's a year off of like a $10,000 production, um, or you know, and any set amount, let's call it 70, let's call it $80,000 a year. That's success. I
Hmm.
mean, by definition, that's success because if you spend $1,000 but you made $10,000, that's a ninefold profit, or I'm sorry, a tenfold profit. So by definition, by the mathematical definition, that's success, that's profit. And so
Yeah.
I think people need to redefine what success means for them, and
Yeah.
not fall into these BS notions of only this image is successful or only this other image is success.
Yeah.
Robert, I've
Yeah.
been going for I really started hitting the streets with here in Tucson with the camera and actors probably about 2002. It's
Hmm.
2020, bro. And that blows my mind that I'm just like, damn, I've been at it for like 18 years. Where did those 18 years go? But I know where they went. They went to a lot of hard work in my day job and then also making a lot of content. But it's the ability to, despite the obstacles, despite the changes, despite the years that have gone by, to still say, damn, I'm still doing this. I'm still doing what I love to do. I'm still doing what I set out to do.
Yeah.
18 years later, that to me is a form of success. The doing, like you said,
Yeah.
the the
Uh,
doing of it. And
yeah.
meanwhile, I can think of three people right now, not trying to, you know, not in my mind, I'm not trying to, you know, put them down. But the thing is that like three very promising, high potential people, I never hear about them again making films and whatnot. And that breaks my heart because I was looking forward to a lot from them, from these three
Hmm.
individuals. And they literally dropped off the face of the earth. It's like, why are you not making films? What happened to that dream? Like
Right.
what happened to the fight for the dream? So
Yeah. It's you know, I'm probably gonna give away my age, but that's okay. I've been at this since I was 14. 1994 is when I started, and my acting coach back then was John Proudstar. You know,
really?
yeah.
Huh.
And I met him when I was 14.
Dude, I did
Uh,
not know that.
yeah, and I could have given up along the way. You
Hmm.
know, it's 2020. How long? I'm not even gonna try and do the math. I've been doing this a long time.
Yep. Yep.
And so that right there to me is success because I didn't give up. I went on audition after audition after audition. I heard no, 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 yes, no, no. I've heard everything.
Hmm.
You know, I've even heard from a casting director that I was too ugly to be in the industry.
What?
And
Damn.
yeah, um which is it was like one of those it's like a cattle call type
Oh,
thing. And I went there, gave my resume, my headshot, and they're like, you don't have the look. She literally said, you're not good looking. um and I was still a
damn, dude.
young
What
kid.
the hell, bro? Like, seriously? Damn.
Yeah. And I was still a kid, starting to get my feet wet in this industry. I could have let that stop me,
Yeah.
you know. But I was like, well, thanks for your time or whatever. So what I did is I started working out. I started, developing muscles, tone. I
Yeah.
started growing in my field. I went back to the same cattle call with the same people, and I gave the same lady. She didn't recognize me. The same lady. I gave her my headshot, my full body shot of the muscle and my resume that had grown, and she's like, "We would like to sign you," and I'm like, "I don't want to sign with you. I just came back to show you that you were wrong." You know, and
Nice, bro.
so yeah, so like um I was like, thanks for your time, but you obviously don't remember what you told me. You said that I was too ugly to be in this industry. I just want to show you that you judged me and I don't want to sign with you. Thank you for your time. And
Wow.
so, yeah, I moved forward from that. And now I'm more successful in this industry than I was. And, because I kept moving, I didn't let anything stop me. So,
And again, that goes back to your point, the
yeah.
point of doing and the continuance of doing. The
Yeah.
fact that you continued onward in your doing. Dude, going back to looks, dude, let's talk about that for a moment.
Hmm.
Steve Buscemi, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
but that's his thing, bro. His look is his thing. Like,
Hmm.
why would somebody tell you some shit like that, dude, when Steve Buscemi made his look his thing? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like he turned his look. Like, you can criticize the guy, his teeth are everywhere, and you know what I mean? Or you can just be like, this guy, here's what I say. This guy took his look and made it a thing in
Hmm.
his acting. The
Yeah.
way that you change the connotation of, like, for example, um, the way that band Korn, I saw in a behind the scenes documentary on one of their tour videos. They're like, what does corn mean? Corn, right?
Hmm.
And especially with the K flipped around. Okay,
Yeah.
so corn it's a vegetable, I think. But
Yeah.
when you listen to the music, then it's the music and that substance that defines and it changes the connotation for the word corn. So now when you hear corn, I'm not thinking about corn on the cob. I'm thinking about, like, this awesome band that I seen probably 2-3 times with Linkin Park back in the day.
Yeah.
Um, so when you give the thing a new connotation because of what you do, then it becomes different. And so, for her to tell you that, dude, like, I'm sorry, tell me Steve Buscemi's too ugly. Steve Buscemi's probably more successful than she is,
Yeah.
and or is. You know what I mean? So that's what I got to say about that. Anyway, done with that rant. I think I think success. Um, I think success. We all have to individually look at what the definition of success is for each and every single one of us.
Yeah.
Like, for example, success from a financial standpoint, I can tell you this. I go to work. I'm blessed to still have a job even in this pandemic right now. Major blessing. I'll always mention it. Not to rub it in, but because it's true. I'm very blessed to still have a job, despite all of this. And I thank my employers, um, who said, okay, this is a new normal. Need to move forward. Need to power through. And so with that leadership, bro, I'm still employed. So there's money on that, on the day job end, right? And then that helps me then set money aside for certain investments that I have in the stock market. I know Wolf of Wall Street, bro. Like, that's not the type of crazy stuff that I do, with regards to, like, those type of investments and whatnot. My investing is ridiculously simple, but I'm doing it and it's happening. And once I YouTube videos and whatnot, and I taught myself, from watching YouTube videos, how to do it. And then I realized, like, oh, okay, I can do this. And I started doing it actually this month, 3 years ago. That's a form of success to me. So then there are and I'm getting financially naked here in front of everyone, but, like, I'm very proud of these little definitions of success. Now, with regards to content, um, I I had monetization for the longest time on YouTube. It was taken away. I don't know if you remember, about 2 years ago, this whole thing called adpocalypse, where a lot of advertisers started pulling out of YouTube, because they were, I guess, it's a very big issue, but from what I understand it to be, they weren't liking the fact that, for example, somebody was putting shock videos of, like, something weird happening,
Yeah.
or maybe somebody kicked a cat, something horrible like that. And then, the views would go through the roof. The person who owned that channel, monetization was available for absolutely everyone off the bat, back in the day on YouTube. And so advertisers were, like, not cool with, gore and shock videos taking a lot of their money, when their banners or commercials were laid over these videos. And so a lot of advertisers started pulling out. So YouTube, um, they basically pulled monetization. They pulled the commercials and they said, okay, now only people, they changed the criteria. You had to have at least 1,000 subscribers. You had to be uploading X amount of hours and have X amount of hours of your content. I think it's like 4,000 hours of your content watched per year, and a
Oh.
few other metrics. The videos have to be more than like 3 minutes. So Facebook has their version too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, it pissed everyone off. It kind of pissed me off too, but I had to fight my way back. And eventually now I got back to monetization almost a year ago now. But my point is that my content is making literally at this point in time some money every day, some money every day. But I've been at it since like, for more than a decade now. And it really all started in 2011 when I decided to put out my first feature film, La Última Playa, which is that poster right there. And it was the best decision I made. But the thing is that like just the fact that I am working on and I continue to basically structure up these three streams of income. And I can tell you the YouTube thing, dude, it's not providing a lot of money right now. Let me just be very open about that, because it's like it's literally a grain of sand on the beach, right? But I feel successful. I feel successful in being able to say I have three streams of income. I have three streams of revenue, and one of which is my content. And I'm looking to grow that. But that to me is success. The ability to keep on going is success. And I really do encourage everyone to not listen to all of the other BS that, of what other people consider successful, because usually the other people that are trying to put others down, those people have not taken the time to redefine or define at all what success is to them. So based upon somebody else's version of what success is, the haters, they're taking that and they're applying it to you or to me or to this other person, when they've never applied it to, they've never reanalyzed within themselves. So some of the harshest critics are usually some of the ones who are not doing it on their own. But I mean,
there's been plenty of people out there who tell me that I'm not successful. Why am I pursuing something like this?
Yeah.
Like I'm never going to be successful. I'm never going to be an A-lister. Like, okay, if you want to tell me that, that's fine. You can tell me I'm not going to be an A-lister. Would that be a great thing to be? Yeah, an A-lister in Hollywood. But I'm already successve. I'm in Hollywood.
Yes.
I've met people I grew up watching in movies. I've met Don the Dragon Wilson, who I grew up watching, great martial artist. Cynthia Rothrock, who I grew up watching. I met her. I've come in contact with great fight choreographers in Hollywood who I've shown my reel to, and they're like, "Yeah, you're great. You can do great stuff, and just keep it up." I've met great actors who I watched when I was a kid, and they're like, just keep it up. And that to me is success, where I get to talk to people like this. I'm not making all the money they've made, and that's fine. But if I keep this up, the money will come eventually.
Yeah.
And I'm not in it just for the money.